So today we will discuss about the simple vapor absorption effusion system. This simple vapor absorption effusion system was a widely used effusion system before the introduction of the mechanical effusion system. And the fundamental difference between the mechanical effusion system, which is basically your vapor compression effusion system, and the vapor absorption effusion system, that in case of your vapor absorption effusion system, the energy input that is given is your heat or thermal energy, whereas in case of your vapor compression effusion system, the energy input is the mechanical energy. Then another thing that you should know, that when it comes to your vapor compression effusion system, the essential components are your compressor, your condenser, your expansion valve and your evaporator. But when it comes to your vapor absorption effusion system, the compressor is substituted by a system comprising of an absorber, a pump, a generator and a pressure reducing valve, and these four components put together perform the same function as that of a compressor of a vapor compression effusion system. So then we should know what is the function of a compressor in a vapor compression effusion system. The purpose of the compressor in a vapor compression effusion system is to withdraw refrigerant from the evaporator, then compress it, raise its pressure and temperature to facilitate the heat removal in the condenser. But the same thing is being accomplished by this system, which I have already told you comprises of an absorber, a pump, a generator and a pressure reducing valve. Another thing that we need to know about the vapor absorption effusion system, that in case of your vapor absorption effusion system, we use two fluids. One is refrigerant, another is absorbent. Here we are using ammonia as a refrigerant and we are using water as an absorbent. And as far as the flow of these fluids are concerned, the ammonia actually flows through all the components that is present in vapor absorption effusion system. But when it comes to your absorbent or water, the water flow is actually restricted to the absorber, pump, generator and your pressure reducing valve. Now let us see how the system actually works. So you can see that it has got all the components other than the compressor. So first of all, low pressure refrigerant is drawn from the evaporator, it enters the absorber. Water has got ability to absorb huge quantity of ammonia, and the ammonia coming from the evaporator is readily absorbed in the absorber, and absorption of ammonia also lowers its pressure. As a result, more and more amount of ammonia vapor is drawn into the absorber. But one important thing that we need to remember, that at high temperature water loses its ability to absorb ammonia. So you have to provide some sort of cooling arrangement so that the heat of the solution evolved is removed. You can see the cooling water arrangement. Water is coming into the system and leaving the system, thus carrying the heat and maintaining the temperature that is desired. Then the strong solution of ammonia and water, which is called your aqua ammonia solution, then enters the generator after passing through the pump. The pump actually significantly increases its pressure, and the high pressure aqua ammonia solution is then sent to the generator. In the generator we are having a steam or heating source arrangement which actually heats the solution. So whenever a solution is formed, the individual components, they do retain their physical and chemical properties. And although we have the aqua ammonia solution, that is the water and ammonia solution, when heat is added ammonia fast evaporates, because the evaporating temperature of ammonia is lower than that of water. So, only the high pressure ammonia will enter the condenser. In the condenser, we are having the cooling water arrangement, where this high pressure ammonia vapor is condensed, heat is being rejected, and the liquid ammonia then enters the expansion valve after being stored in the receiver. In the expansion valve, it is allowed to flow at a controlled rate, thereby its pressure and temperature is reduced. So, this is provided to facilitate the evaporation process or the absorption of heat in the evaporator. Then this low pressure, low temperature ammonia vapor enters the absorber to start a new cycle. So, after the ammonia leaves the generator, some weak solution of aqua ammonia, that is containing less amount of ammonia and more amount of water, is left in the generator, and that returns to the absorber after passing through the pressure reducing valve, which reduces its pressure. And apart from the aqua ammonia vapor absorption evaporation system, there is another type of vapor absorption evaporation system which uses a combination of lithium bromide and water. In that case, lithium bromide works as an absorbent and water works as a refrigerant. The major disadvantage of the vapor absorption evaporation system is its lower coefficient of performance, and the coefficient of performance of a vapor absorption evaporation system is 1/5 of the coefficient of performance of vapor compression evaporation system. Another thing that we have to remember, that although its coefficient of performance is much lower, it has got its utility. The places where electricity is not available or very costly, there you can go for the vapor absorption evaporation system, because it uses mostly heat energy. So, the waste heat can be utilized to run this. It of course has a moving component in your pump, but that is much less power consuming compared to that of a compressor, and with a battery also you can run the